Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom.
Love this concept that you said about everybody has their story, because we all do. We all have stories, and we all have gifts and talents to share. And so, if you've come to this podcast and found it, I'm trying to highlight and bring other women and their stories to you and their gifts and talents to you to share with you. And I know that you have them too. So you should be finding ways to share your story and share your gifts and share your talents. And whether you'll have the opportunity to do in this Pretty Sister community, I hope so, or wherever your community is where you can share. That's how we support each other.
Yes. Okay.
That's what I love about aromatherapy is it's working with our autonomic nervous system, and it's going in, and it will, our brains are so powerful when they work together with a scent like that, because then when you smell that scent, it reminds you, it takes you right back. That's why when you smell like chocolate chip cookies, it might remind you of, your grandma baking cookies when you were a young girl or whatever. If you think about a scent, that it can transfer you right back to a memory, and that's how our brain's storing it. So when we lock in scents attached to the breathing and a feeling of relaxation and calm, we can then program our minds to take us there quickly. It's like a shortcut switch.
Well, and that's what's
right there to that memory.
Interesting that you say that about, it's called triggers, and they can be good and bad.
Yes.
Because even...
Welcome to the Pretty Sister podcast. I'm your friend and host, Callie Stoyer. So happy that you're here with us today. And so happy to have Katie Blanch back with us again. She's one of my lifetime good friends and buddies, and an expert at many things. We could take this podcast in many directions, but specifically today for you, we are going to be talking about breathwork. And Katie I'll give you a little bit of background. Again, she's been on the podcast before, but for those of you who might be new today, Katie is the director of the Lynden Legacy Foundation. And that is a foundation that supports Alzheimer's caregivers, Alzheimer's and dementia. And she has a close tie to that cause, as her mother passed away from Alzheimer's and early onset Alzheimer's a few years ago now. Mm-hmm. And so she and her just big heart, her father and her created this foundation to support caregivers, because they went through a 10-year plus journey of caring for her. And in the process, really realized that there was a gap. What's happening, if you're not aware, is that the instances of Alzheimer's and dementia, Parkinson's, all of these diseases are on the increase, like 300 or a few 100%, I think, over the course of what they used to be. So it's kind of a scary thing that's happening in our world today and affecting many people. In fact, I myself I'm the primary caregiver for my mother who has Alzheimer's. So it's something that's close to my heart as well. And we know that many, many people have this or will have this affecting them and their families in the near future, if not already. So it's a big problem in our society and our world today. And Katie and her father, in realizing that this is an issue and going through it themselves, determined there was a gap in the care for. There's a lot of resources available to, and more so for finding a cure for Alzheimer's, but not a lot for the caregivers specifically. So that's kind of a niche that they realized, hey, we can help here. Let's start here and let's help. And in doing so, they've been putting on conferences and doing fundraisers and really fantastic events that have been wonderful to support that community. And today, she's going to be helping us further understand the science behind breathwork and how breathwork can help in this instance. So without further ado, I will reintroduce Katie Blanch. Thank you for being on the podcast with us today.
Thank you, Callie. And I think as we specifically help family caregivers that are trying to keep a loved one either in home or aging in place. And it does get to be a very exhausting journey. And as much as we see that caregivers, they need to care for their person, a lot of times caring for kids and their own children and, maybe aging parents or, parents that have memory care issues. And they forget, that there's tools available to them. And so one of the biggest tools that I've found that can really help caregivers is breathwork. It's always with us. And the science behind why breath work is so important is our sympathetic nervous system, our fight or flight, our fight or flight system dominates through the day, and our breathing becomes really shallow. And it's really easy to forget to breathe, right? And when you deliberately slow down your breath and you kind of focus on inhaling and exhaling through your nose and completely bringing awareness to the inhale and the exhale. This settles and calms your nervous system and brings on your parasympathetic, which is your rest and digest response. So it counteracts stress-driven sympathetic nervous system. And slow intentional breathing lowers your heart rate, reduces blood pressure, decreases levels of the stress hormone cortisol, signaling safety to your brain. And this shift can really help calm racing thoughts, ease emotional tension, and restore balance. For caregivers, breathwork is especially important because chronic stress and emotional exhaustion are very common in that role.
Yeah.
So,
well, I love that we're talking about this. I love that you've been doing a lot of research and work into how this can specifically help our caregivers, because it is something that's just available to us. I mean, we don't need anything other than our own knowledge and understanding of how this can help us, but then we can just breathe, and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, how amazing is that? And I think that sometimes the very easiest things are the things we don't think to do. Or understand why it's important, or we take it for granted. That breath, that just the very breathing that we do can be such a resource to us.
Well, and what I want to offer to you today is a few different types of breath. I want to tell people, your listeners, what the benefits are of the particular breath. And then I would like to teach you how to do it. And then we'll offer a couple minutes of doing that particular breath work, if that works.
No, I love that. And I love that, listeners, this is going to be a resource for you, something that you're going to want to save. I know you're going to think of people you want to share it with, but something that you can have in your back pocket that's actionable. So like Katie said, she's going to teach us, and then we're going to actually do it so that you can have this to listen to again and again. And let's jump right into it. So you've talked to us about the science behind it, which has some amazing impacts. And then there's 10 different breath sequences that we're going to get through today.
Yes.
So let's just jump right into it.
Okay. So the first one, it's just obviously becoming aware of your breath. So I call this guided breath. So I'm just going to walk through it. Close your eyes if possible. Start to notice your breath. Are you breathing through your mouth or your nose? So if you're breathing through your mouth, notice that, and just gently close your lips and try to breathe through your nose. So in this exercise, we're going to continually breathe through the nose. Where do you feel your breath? Is it in your head, your shoulders, your lungs, your stomach? Where are you feeling some tension? And if you need to, you can kind of roll your shoulders back, unclench your jaw. Start really getting in touch with your breath and where you feel the breath moving to. Are your shoulders rising and falling with it? Does your chest or belly expand? Start to notice all the places that your breath is moving. I'm going to have you start to inhale through your nose Hold at the top. And then gently exhale out your nose. And this time as you inhale, try to add a little bit of a count to your breath. So if you count to 5 on your inhale and hold at the top, then exhale for 5 counts. Can you make your inhale and your exhale equal? Then on your next breath, start to grow the breath. Add one more count to this breath and really try to concentrate on the count and just your breath. And if your mind wanders away from either of those things, just notice it and gently bring it back to the breath and your body, even noticing your body. Just notice how you feel. What else is happening with your mind? The very act of noticing your breath should distract you from other thoughts. And the breath is so powerful in so many ways. Let's take a few more breaths. Just lengthening the inhale, lengthening your exhale. And then as we're coming to the end of this exercise, just gently setting an intention for your return to your day, whatever challenges you're experiencing, whatever your role, whatever your caregiving role, just try to set a little bit of an intention to have a little more calm in your day. And as challenges come along, try to breathe through them. Just know this tool is here for you at any time. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. Notice how you feel. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, that is nice. You just feel peaceful and calm. You know, any stress of I may have had of recording this podcast, getting it started,
getting it
just
ready.
kind of I dissolved. You know, I wasn't even thinking of. I've lost all thought of time and space and where we were.
Well, and that's what's so incredible about the breath. It really is. There's science behind it. So even if you don't understand the science, just do it and you'll feel the science behind it. Our bodies are incredible in their systems and the way we are built, the way our fight or flight, it's necessary. It's necessary for us to have that response, but it's also necessary for us to have the rest and digest, and the calm. So the sympathetic and the parasympathetic work together to make us complete systems, right?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I feel so calm and comfortable. I'm kicking my shoes off because next time I think I might even just sit differently and pull my feet up, get nice and relaxed.
Well,
I'm getting ready. See, I'm dropping into this calmer feeling. Okay.
So the next breath I want to talk about is called physiological sigh. Okay. And this one is, to me, is the coolest because there's a lot of science behind how quickly it can reset your nervous system. Okay. So let me tell you a little bit of the science behind it. It balances, here's what happens physiologically. Okay. It balances carbon dioxide and oxygen. And when we're anxious or stressed, we tend to take in shallow breaths. You know how you're kind of
right.
And naturally, your body will actually do physiological sigh if you are under immense pressure. So it's kind of like that when people cry and they go, and then they let out, a sigh.
Yes.
So it really
the
is
real ugly cry.
Yes,
which is actually a good cry
when you really need some more breath, right? Okay, so it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, and the extended exhale stimulates the vagus nerve, which also activates this. And it lowers the heart rate and blood pressure, promoting calm and relaxation, and resets. Like I said, it resets the autonomic nervous system. And let's see, I'm going to explain the breath. Okay. And then, and I think it's important that you understand this breath is a breathing pattern consisting of 2 inhales. So you take 1 inhale through the nose, and then you're going to take 1 more extended inhale and just gently hold, and then exhale with an audible sigh. Okay, so let's do that again. Inhale. Okay. Take 1 more like that. Inhale. And the reason this works is the alveoli in your lungs, so the little branches that go out, they can collapse, and then it compromises the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. So the second inhale brings in twice the volume of a normal breath to inflate your lungs and get into the alveoli. So it kind of ends up feeling a little heady, when you do this.
Because you're holding your breath at the top too a little bit.
So I think it's kind of cool because you can really feel quickly like all the effects of this breath. So let's do it again. And let's try to do this for it's not really a breath work that you would use necessarily to calm yourself. Like with music, I would do it about 5 to 6 breaths if you can do that, and then return to your day. So it's more one that you just keep in your pocket when you're driving. It's a great one for driving. It's a great one for, you feel.
Is it one to do when you're kind of trying to just reset yourself, or or even to get more energy?
Yes, you could even do
tired?
That. Yes. Yeah. I mean, Wim Hof is a little bit more for that. It's more for energizing, but this one's more, okay, I'm so stressed and I'm just so like, I don't know what to do. I'm feeling this. I feel like I'm going to have this panic, you're anticipating something, or you're frustrated with the person you're caring for because they just did the same thing for the 20th time, or said the same thing for the 20th time. So it's more like, I can reset so quick. I can take 5 to 6 breaths like this and reset my entire system.
Then we can approach this problem or whatever with more patience. Just a clear head. Truly, just like we're going to clear our head.
And then, it gives you kind of that, that pause between, stimulus and response too. So.
Boy, do we need that, because that's where we get to make decisions. And sometimes if we're just operating automatically, we're not making good decisions.
We're reacting instead of responding.
Yes.
Which this gives you that
help us
break
to do it. I love this tool.
Okay. So let's do it. Let's do it for 30 seconds, and that'll probably be about, let's see how many breaths we need. Okay. Ready? So when you're ready, inhale. And again. Again. 2 more. Okay, and that's about what you can handle too. 30 seconds gives you about,
because you kind of start to feel a little lightheaded, right? So you don't want to do too many of these.
Yeah.
Just enough.
Yes. It's one of those though that is just, it's so quick, and you've got that reset, and then you just kind of notice how you feel.
Hey, I can handle this situation now.
Yes. So this one is my absolute favorite. I walk my kids through it right before they go into, a stressful meeting, or say they're going to take a test, or it's just getting them out of that fight or flight and just calming their nervous system.
Yes.
So, and you can really feel that.
You really can feel that.
So what I want to do from now on is I want to explain the breath, tell you about the breath and how to perform it. And then I'll explain the benefits, and then we'll do 2 minutes of it.
Okay.
Does that sound all right?
Perfect.
Okay. I'm trying to keep track of everything so that we can
have a nice
2 minutes of, So the next one is deep belly breathing. The great thing about this one is you can use it for lymphatic drainage. The way the exercise is performed is you're going to guide your breath into your belly. So, and in your inhale, you're going to expand through your belly, right? And then on your exhale, you'll draw your belly button towards your back body. Okay, that's how the breath is performed. Here is the science behind it, which I think is so cool because it supports lymphatic drainage and overall immune and stress regulation. So if you know about the lymphatic system and the challenges of the lymphatic system, it's part of your immune and detoxification system, and it collects and transports lymph, right? I've got all these descriptions of what it is, but unlike the circulatory system, because the circulatory system uses the heart to pump blood, but the lymphatic system has no central pump. So how do we move lymph out of the get lymphatic drainage, right?
And so that's where we have to do it with our breath.
Yes. So movement, muscle contractions, and breathing can keep lymph flowing. Okay.
Which is why exercise is so important. And all these breathing techniques are going to help us to be able to breathe better when we exercise. It's all working together productively.
But the great thing about belly breathing and concentrated belly breathing is the diaphragm's role in your lymphatic system. So your diaphragm is a large dome-shaped muscle just below your lungs, and it plays a key role in lymph drainage. So when you inhale deeply into your belly, the diaphragm contracts and moves downward, compressing the abdominal cavity. This creates a pressure gradient that helps push lymph upward through thoracic fluid. The main lymph vessel that drains into the bloodstream near your heart. Okay, the thoracic duct is where it's moving through. Okay, so when you exhale fully, the diaphragm relaxes and moves upward, helping to draw lymph from the lower body back towards the chest. Because remember, we don't have any kind of a pump that's moving this lymph towards the chest, which is where we want it to move. So this rhythmic movement acts like a natural internal pump for lymphatic circulation.
So is this also going to help our digestive system then? Because we're now using
all of it's part of it. Yes.
They all work together, our gut and our brain connection. And so it's just interesting to think that this breathing and our oxygenation, which is necessary, is going to help with all of it.
And which is kind of crazy because there's also a glymphatic system that's in our brains that moves the glia through our brains. But that's a whole different thing that we're not going to touch on for right now. So think of each deep belly breath as a gentle wave that moves through your body when you're doing this. And I'll cue that again. But the downward pressure during inhalation, which seems kind of counterintuitive, but when you're moving your belly out, your diaphragm's moving downward on your abdomen. So during inhalation, it helps to move lymph from organs like your intestines and liver into larger lymph vessels. Okay. And then the upward release during exhalation helps lymph flow back into the bloodstream for filtration and waste removal. So
the waste removal. So that's where I was going with in my head of this is going to help our digestive, because how many people nowadays are having digestive issues with the foods we're eating? Again, totally different topic, but I love just knowing that this breath work can help us with that because we need help.
Yes. But I think a lot of times people forget that the lymphatic system, how important it is, because it is like we get lymph in all of the different areas. The liver, like we've got to move that. We've got to have that lymph moving back and out. So deep belly breathing also activates the vagus nerve and the parasympathetic nervous system. Again, the rest and digest. So as you were talking about, the digestive system. Okay. So this not only reduces inflammation and stress hormone, but also supports immune function and tissue repair. Okay.
Ladies, we're getting strong in every
way. Well, we're just getting all of this movement in all these different areas that we don't think about, because we're thinking about, I don't know, like we get fixated on one system or another system, like, oh, we've got to get circulation of the blood, but you're not thinking of lymphatic and glymphatic and digestion and how important all these things are. Like even sleep is so important because that's when autophagy happens and all this cell repair that we need to happen. Like we've got to shut down one system so another system can work. So, okay. So not to get into the weeds on that one, but okay. So let's do this for this exercise.
Well, I'll just say as you're queuing that up, that how great though to think that breathing and sleeping, two of the easiest things when it's all working properly to do, are repairing our bodies in the ways that we need to live. Like that's a beautiful design. We are designed so
exactly.
We just have to get out of our way sometimes and do the very things that we need to do, which are simple and easy. Like, we need
it's science. Yes.
And we need to breathe. Okay.
And the other thing we need to do is get out of our heads, especially as caregivers, because we can really get in some brain loops that are taking us into fight or flight because our brains are so powerful, So this also, breathing and breath work gives us a rest from that. We're thinking about a different system, a completely different system. Yeah. And that's part of the purpose, I feel, of breath work, is to distract our brains from the loops.
Give us every chance we need or can have to have a different thought and better thoughts, because we can go down these cycles of negative thinking. We want to reset that to positive thinking. The breath work's going to help us. Love it.
Okay. So I'm hoping to do a 2-minute guided deep belly breathing exercise. So if you want to get in a comfortable position, because what you really want, it's really great to be able to lay down and close your eyes and really concentrate on that breath moving. But if you can't do that, sitting's fine too. Just try to sit with one hand on your belly. Okay. So now let's start cueing the music, and we'll do the whole exercise. Okay, so sit or lie comfortably with one hand on your belly. Go ahead and close your eyes if that's possible. Inhale deeply through your nose, feeling your belly expand, not your chest. So really try to keep this breath in your belly. Exhale slowly through your nose, letting your belly gently fall towards your back body. And maybe at the very end, you can really press that belly button towards your back body, using your muscles, though, using your abdominal muscles. So again, inhale and let your belly expand. Not into your chest, but really into your belly. Really try to be a Buddha here. And then you can hold gently at the top. And then on your exhale through your nose, gently using those abdominals, almost like you're trying to tie it up like you have a corset on at the very end of that exhale. And you can hold at the end of your exhale. Just as you get a little bit better at this, you'll start to feel what I'm talking about if you can't feel it already. So on your inhale, keep moving with your breath. And remember, we're trying to go to the edges of our breath. So on our inhale, we're trying to get to the edge of that inhale and hold at the top. And then all the way through, nice and slow on your exhale, really focusing on your belly. What are you feeling there? Really connect with what you're feeling into your belly as you breathe. Just imagine your breath as waves moving upward through the body, carrying away what's no longer needed, all of it. So again, before we end this breathing exercise, just gently setting an intention. I like to leave people with a quote. This one is, to laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. When you're ready, you just gently open your eyes. Bring awareness back into the rest of your body.
I love that quote at the end.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wonderful.
I can add that to, I've got those for everyone. So
yeah, I love that. Because it really does then, as we lose ourselves in the breath, it brings you back to a wonderful thought.
Okay, good.
Of new, fresh perspective. So that's great.
Yeah. Okay. I know it's so crazy how when you do the different breath work, you feel different things.
Yes. Yes. Because, they're very distinctly different in doing, taking us in different directions. So it's good.
And maybe at different times of the day, they say after you've slept, a lot of times that lymph will pool. So like it's a good time to move in the morning and kind of get that lymph going again. So
yeah. And I just like that we're going to have different tools in our pockets to pull out, ladies, as you listen to this, because each one is different. And so you're going to find what might be a favorite, what might come more naturally or easy to remember. So I like the options.
Yes.
It's a buffet.
Yes.
Breath work for you.
And the next one, I've had people come to me and say, hey, I'm already doing this. In fact, this last time at the care conference. So I'm going to introduce what the next breath work is, and then I'll tell you what she told me, which I said, you're doing box breathing. So the next thing is called box breathing and also called square breathing. Okay. And the way you're doing it, I bet you can already imagine.
Yes, I can.
So you're going.
I've done this before.
Yes, I definitely have walked through. I don't know whether with me or with other people.
With you, I've been to your conferences before.
I love it. Okay, so you're going to pick a count. Maybe your inhale naturally is 4 counts. So we'll start with a 4 count. So on the inhale, you inhale 4 counts, and then you're going to hold at the top of the inhale those same 4 counts, and then exhale those same 4 counts. And then hold at the bottom, those same 4 counts. And what I like to do is start everyone with 4 counts and then just let you expand that breath and grow your box bigger. And some people like to kind of trace that. So this lady at the care conference that I was just at, she said, because I had taught physiological sigh, and she said, I already do this breath. And I take an inhale and I can say in my mind, she sang a primary song. She said, I know my, like something like, I know my sister loves me. Yeah, it was the rhythm of box breathing, which I thought was so cute. I thought, you're doing breath work. You're just doing it differently.
Yes,
so
I love the idea of doing it to your favorite song.
Yes. And it looks different for everyone. So, but if you're doing it and you're feeling the effects of it, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
You can do it however you want. You could even have a little mantra that you say. You can inhale. I'm here. Whatever the mantra is. Everything works out for me. That's one of my favorite ones.
Yes. I say that.
Yes,
in my sides of the boxes.
Yes, because you don't want to audibly say anything because you're holding the breath at the top, and then you're exhaling the breath the same amount of time, and then you're holding at the bottom. Maybe you let go of something. You create a mantra that you're letting go of at the bottom. But either way, you're everything's equal, right?
Okay.
All of the breath work is equal. The only time that you might want to stay away from holding your breath, and they say it's not maybe not the appropriate time to do box breathing, is if you have trauma, and when you're working with trauma patients or people that are responding to that,
because you're trying to release it, and holding your breath kind of mirrors hanging on.
Holding your breath gives a stress response sometimes. So it's more one that if it feels good, do it. If it doesn't feel good, maybe explore other forms of breath work that do feel good. So, but it does calm the nervous system. It activates, again, the parasympathetic. It lowers cortisol, reduces your heart rate and blood pressure, promotes a sense of safety and control because you're controlling the breath. For caregivers,
something that's within our control, which we sometimes really want and need.
Yes.
Our breathing is.
Yes. And it's so easy to do. And then you can return to your day. And again, it gives you a pause in between, a stress response maybe, or a stressful incident and a response of that. Let's do 2 minutes of it.
Okay, let's do it. I'm ready.
So if you can, again, close your eyes. Just start to notice your inhale. We're going to start together with a 4 count inhale. Okay, so when you're ready, go ahead and inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Again, inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the next series, I won't count. Just count in your mind. Try to stay really focused on that count. Do one more series, this breath. For this last one, really try to grow your breath. Push this breath, giving yourself even a sense of control over the breath. After that last exhale, keep your eyes closed as I read your quote. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Viktor Frankl. Go ahead and open your eyes, and just as you return to your day, try to keep that sense of, calm that you've created.
I love that. And I also love that quote, because I just feel like when we really internalize and understand that, it creates so much awareness of how powerful we really are, and not captive to our situations because we can respond how we want to respond. It's just learning to master that. And this breath work is really going to help us.
Yes. It's so hard though, right?
Yeah. Well, hard and easy. What's it going to be? Just like this breath work. It's easy to do, but hard to remember to do it.
Well, and one of the things that I like to tell people to do is add it to your day, where you just know, add it to one of your habits. Okay, I'm going to do box breathing for 2 minutes at, nighttime. I'm going to do lymphatic belly breathing for 2 minutes in the morning.
Yeah.
Like you add it to, like, right before I write in my journal or I say my prayers or whatever.
Just stack it with another habit.
Yes.
Because then it's going to be easier to do. And I love that challenge. And I guess let's give that challenge to all of our pretty sisters to pick. You're getting a lot of options. So maybe pick your favorite 2 and add one to your morning routine and one to your evening routine, and just start with that, because that's easy. That's 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes in the evening, where you can incorporate this into your life and then see how you feel. And I think you're going to feel a lot better, and you're going to have a lot more emotional control over your control over your emotions, right?
Yes, emotional control.
I can catch that.
So on the next one, we're going into guided imagery. And before I forget, because that's the way my brain works, I wanted to put in a plug for the Elizabeth Borowski and Jessica Herman. They have, maybe you can list it, their inner harmony is...
In fact, it was the last podcast before this. So if you missed it, go back and listen to it. They have a new CD that CD. That dates me, right?
Do they have a cassette tape?
And maybe you can get a cassette tape. Have fun searching for that one. But it's on Apple Music and Spotify. They put out a new track of guided meditations that are fabulous. In fact, I have been listening to those and incorporating that into my day. So definitely go look for that. It's called Inner Harmony. You can find it in all the places where you love to find music.
And what's so great about, there is a lot of guided imagery, and they also call it yoga nidra. Mm-hmm. So if you just need a reset during your day, they found that, guided imagery or yoga nidra can really, instead of taking a nap where, you're falling asleep, just listening to an imagery or yoga nidra, mm-hmm. or one of the even progressive muscle relaxation, mm-hmm. can really help with just that quick, because it almost is in place of a nap, but it gives, like, there's science behind it. I didn't look that one up, but there's a lot of science behind how it can break up your day, reset your day, mm-hmm. help just give you a reset. Mm-hmm. So
I love that, because one of the times I've been listening to the Inner Harmony meditations that we just mentioned is in the morning, because I love in the morning to visualize how my day is going to go. And so I like to just have some mantras, something to help me. It's one of my favorite times to meditate in a guided meditation, so that I can kind of program my day for success in the way I want it to go. Mm-hmm. And I love this concept too, that in the middle of the day, whenever you need to just have a little reset, it just takes a couple minutes mm-hmm, to do this. Mm-hmm.
So, and a lot of times after, like, say we've had lunch or don't you feel that, like, from 2 to 5, most people have a little bit of a lag in their day. Mm-hmm. And this is a great thing to do. Find a space that you can lay down and you can go away for a few minutes. Yes. In fact, in mine, I'm going to take you to the beach.
Your day for yourself. Yes. For what you want to have happen, because we can lose track of it and lose our stamina.
Yeah.
But this will help bring us back.
Yes. So this is guided imagery.
Okay.
And this one's a little bit longer, but I'm going to take you all the way to the beach, your favorite beach.
Take me there, because I just took my daughter to the airport this morning to go to Hawaii, and we're going to join her, right?
Yes, you are. So this is a really nice one. If you can lay down and you can really relax, but the way I'm going to cue Callie is going to be sitting up and opening her palms up. Perfect. Okay. And here we go. So I invite you to close your eyes and really lean into this, the imagery of this meditation. Start to notice your breath, the inhale and the exhale. Start to deepen your inhale and your exhale. Let it be like a wave moving through your body. Let your hands rest softly in your lap and possibly opening your palms. Open to whatever energy comes along. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. And just exhale through your nose. Again, inhale deeply. And then with your exhale, just try to let it all go and softening your body. With each breath, allow the tension in your body to soften. Let your shoulders just fall away from your ears. Unclench your jaw. Let your breath just be a wave, steady, natural, and easy. Now imagine yourself standing on your favorite warm sandy beach. It's early morning and the sun is just beginning to rise. The air is cool and fresh. Hear the soft sound of the waves as they roll in. Maybe the blue waves cover and cool your feet before they turn to foam and gently roll back out. Take a deep breath in and notice if you can smell the beach air and feel the warmth of the sun as it begins to say hello to the earth. This is your sanctuary, a place of peace that exists just for you. No one needs anything from you here, and you can simply just be. Take a slow breath and notice the warmth of the sunlight as it touches your face. Feel that light begin to spread through your body, soft, golden, healing. Flows down your shoulders, through your arms, into your chest and heart. You might imagine this light gently melting away any heaviness and worry. With each inhale, you start to feel the renewal of the ocean and the sun and the soft sand under you. If you are caring for someone, picture this person, bring them to mind. Picture them surrounded by their own gentle light, light that honors them in gratitude and just existing. You don't need to fix, rescue, or change anything. And as you see them, breathe in compassion and breathe out patience. Breathe in love. Breathe out release. As you continue to breathe in the air of this special place, feel the peace of being here. Breathe in peace. As you exhale, breathe out any tension you might be storing anywhere in your body. Check in the little nooks and crannies and just try to release everything. Breathe in love. Breathe out and release any tension in your face. Lean into feelings of love, steadiness, and patience. As you sit here, a quiet voice within you, your inner wisdom says, I am doing my best. My presence is enough. I am allowed to rest and feel joy. Let these words become a part of you. When you're ready, begin to bring your awareness back to your surroundings, gently opening your eyes. Feel the ground beneath you, solid, steady, supportive. Start to notice your breath again.
That one was the hardest one to wake up from. Because I think I really was on that beach. It's amazing
Right?
how powerful our minds are when we do visualize in such a deep, relaxed state that we really can just about go there.
Yeah. Our minds are powerful.
Yeah, so powerful. And how just like feeling the water, I could just, yeah. I didn't want to come out of that one.
No.
I forgot what we're doing.
That was a little bit over. That was a little bit over 5 minutes. So it's such a perfect, like, if someone can get a 5-minute reset, just laying down and going, transporting to their favorite beach or whatever your favorite is. Mine's the mountains by a stream and hearing the water just flowing. And I just love being in the mountains. So.
How cool that we that we have this ability to transport ourselves anywhere we want to go when we need to. We don't need to jump on an airplane. We can just be where we want to be in our own minds. That's a powerful gift that we have.
It really, really is. Our minds are incredibly powerful. What they can tell us we can or can't do, and we believe it.
And powerful as negative or positive. It can go either way. And so we need to be aware of that so that we can use our minds to go where we want to go, be very intentional about it. And speaking of that, I love how in the end you were talking about breathing in that love, because specific to the caregiving topic, we do love the people that we're caregiving for, even though they can be the very ones driving us crazy that we need to have these techniques to rescue us from, but we love them. And so to remember to deeply breathe in that love, because that is so important and it can change everything for us.
Yes. And life is so full of this. If you haven't been a caregiver, you know, we're all going to be caregivers at one time or another.
We're all cared for. So we want to, this whole circle of life we can't escape from, and we want to treat it kindly on all the ends and sides of it.
Yes. So on the same front, progressive muscle relaxation kind of just walks you through bringing attention to the different muscle groups in your body where you might be holding tension. And then, so, you know, so you have some opposition. And so you feel when you're tensing something, and then you feel when you're relaxing it. So, and you can even use this down to minutia. Like people get really good at doing this to where they can do it. Like I can't move the muscles in my ears and around my ears, but there are people that, you know, it's like, oh, okay, you focus on every little muscle group that you can move and
bring awareness.
Bringing awareness to it so that you can really feel the opposite of that, which is the release of any tension in your body. A lot of people hold it up in their shoulders and in their jaw.
I was just about to say that, like I tense up and carry, when I go to get a massage and they ask you, where do you need work? I always say, oh, well, I carry my tension in my shoulders. You know, I feel it there. And then I want to have it worked out. But it's so cool to think that, oh, we can actually consciously release that ourselves if we bring awareness to it. So I like this progressive muscle relaxation. That's what this one's called, right?
Yes. Okay. It's best if you can, again, lie down, but you can be sitting. It's just a little harder to bring awareness to some of the muscle group when you're sitting. So go ahead and find a comfortable position, sitting or lying down. Gently close your eyes if that feels right for you. And if you can, take a slow, deep breath in through your nose and exhale gently through your nose. Let the breath just settle. This is your time to care for and notice yourself. And start to bring attention to your feet. Can you curl your toes up and hold that tension for 3, 2, 1, and then release. Feel warmth and softness spread through your feet. So you can, if you're laying down, start to pull your toes back towards your shins and hold it. 3, 2, 1, and then point your toes. 3, 2, 1, and release. Move up to your legs. Can you tighten your calves and your thighs? Squeeze and hold. 3, 2, 1. Even squeeze those glutes at the top and then release. Notice the weight of your legs sinking, grounded and supported. Shift your awareness up to your belly. Can you squeeze your abs? Can you squeeze those abs, holding 3, 2, 1, and release. Maybe you can even get those intercostal muscles again. Up. We're moving up the body, up into your chest. Maybe even drawing up into your shoulders. Draw up into your shoulders. 3, 2, 1. And on your exhale, let go of everything. Let's move into the arms and the fingers. So if you can, draw your hands into fists. And then maybe even add in your forearms and your biceps. And you're going to squeeze them, squeeze them, squeeze them. Don't try to bring your face in yet. Just try to use those arms. Isolate your arms. Keep squeezing for 3, 2, 1. And with your exhale, allow all the tension to move out of your arms and your shoulders. Everything softens. And we move our awareness into our face. Bring it up into your face. You're going to clench your jaw and any muscle in your face you can find. Wrinkle your forehead even. Scrunch up your face. Oh, feel all those muscles in your face. And keep breathing in. 2, 1. And then with your exhale, just allow everything to soften. Even your jaw, maybe even letting your lips part slightly. Just notice how it feels after you've brought tension to your entire body, how it feels to just be supported by the earth, whatever you're sitting on. Know that you were always supported. The earth is always here for you. People are always here for you. You just need to reach out. Take one last deep breath in. And exhale fully. And as you get ready to open your eyes, think of how light, maybe even quieter your mind is. And as you move into your day, feel that lightness. It's not a burden that you can't bear, that you don't feel supported by the earth with. It's also a hard one to come out of, I think. Because I feel like progressive muscle tension, just that contrast, really, you feel the difference. Yes. And you're like, oh, I was holding tension there.
It brings such awareness to what we don't realize we're doing when we're holding tension. And I love this concept that you brought up of that we're always supported, that we're supported by the very, couch that we're sitting on. I love that it's pink. But the structures and even the earth, like there's always support, because we tend to, women, as women, we might feel that no one supports us or no one understands us. We can have those thoughts, but just the idea that no, there's support in these objects in the earth. Like there's always support for us.
Well, and that's really what Pretty Sisters is trying to build a community of women that care for and support one another in big ways. And, at this last conference, they also did a storytelling track, which I'm just a little plug for She Can, I Can. They were incredible in teaching women how to tell their stories, because that's how we connect.
Yes.
We connect by telling what our need is, and then, how we're fulfilling those needs, and then being there for each other.
Yeah. And that requires an amount of vulnerability to be able to share our story so that others can support us. It's that two-way, give and take situation. And I think, you're right. I mean, the Pretty Sisters community is a way for us to be there for each other and to support one another and to feel like there's a place of belonging.
Yes.
So we belong.
And teaching women the tools we need for being there for each other and how to support each other, which is
I love this concept that you said about everybody has their story, because we all do. We all have stories, and we all have gifts and talents to share. And so, if you've come to this podcast and found it, I'm trying to highlight and bring other women and their stories to you and their gifts and talents to you to share with you. And I know that you have them too. So you should be finding ways to share your story and share your gifts and share your talents. And whether you'll have the opportunity to do in this Pretty Sister community, I hope so, or wherever your community is where you can share. That's how we support each other.
Yes. Okay.
On to the next one. There's a few more. We're almost done. And I'm a big nap after
I know. I was going to say, this is not meant to listen all the way through either. Hopefully we can, chop it up so that people can have access to the 2-minute or which they go a little longer. But
in this podcast, you're getting all of it in one big dose. So lucky you.
Yes. Yay. Okay. So the next is aromatherapy. Okay. So, and not in the woo-woo, we're not doing, you can use any oil that appeals to you. I like orange, lavender, we're going to use our hands almost as a diffuser. Yes. So I like to give, obviously don't use anything you're allergic to because you're going to put it on your palm. So you're just going to take a drop and put it into your palm. Mm-hmm. And then rub it in your hands. And go ahead and bring your hands up and cup it over your nose and mouth to have the full experience. And go ahead and take a slow and steady breath in. And then you can release that cup to exhale. And then bring it back up to your nose and mouth again for the inhale. Take a nice, slow, steady breath in. And then exhale fully. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and close your eyes. And again, bring your scent up to your face. Take a deep breath in through your nose, slowly letting the aroma fill your senses. With your next inhale, notice how the scent travels through your body. Imagine it bringing calm to your mind, ease to your chest, and warmth to your heart. Does that scent have a color? What is the color that you imagine? And what chakra does it possibly align with? If your thoughts wander to your to-do list or the person you care for, that's okay. Always acknowledge your thoughts with love and try to return your focus to the scent in front of you in the experience you're having, anchoring you in this moment of peace. Take another slow, deep breath in and let the aroma remind you, you deserve care too. With your next inhale, breathe in feelings of gratitude for your own strength, your compassion, and this small space you've created for yourself. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, refreshed, grounded, ready to continue your day with calm and clarity. And the nice thing about these scents is you can always put a little on your wrist and just bring it to, your nose from your wrist to remind you of this calming effect that aromas have.
That's what I love about aromatherapy is it's working with our autonomic nervous system, and it's going in, and our brains are so powerful when they work together with a scent like that, because then when you smell that scent, it reminds you, it takes you right back. That's why when you smell like chocolate chip cookies, it might remind you of, your grandma baking cookies when you were a young girl or whatever. If you think about a scent that it can transfer you right back to a memory, and that's how our brain's storing it. So when we lock in scents attached to the breathing and a feeling of relaxation and calm, we can then program our minds to take us there quickly. It's like a shortcut switch.
Well, and that's what's
right there to that memory.
Interesting that you say that about, it's called triggers, and they can be good and bad.
Yes.
Because even, we use our five senses to bring those triggers. So why not associate a scent with a good positive experience? Yes. I don't want to bring up anything negative, so.
I love that.
Okay. I love it.
So good.
Pause.
So good. Okay, we've got three more to go. Yes.
Aromatherapy. Okay. Well, the Nadi Shodhana, Wim Hof. Okay. I'll just take a little pause in between Wim Hof. Okay.
If you've been with us through this journey on the podcast, you should be feeling nice and relaxed now.
Yeah.
Hopefully this isn't one you're listening to while driving. And if it is, be careful.
So Nadi Shodhana. Nadi Shodhana means Nadi is channel or pathway. and Shodana is purification or cleansing. So I'm just kind of going to explain how the breath works, and then what the purpose of it is. It's purifying the energy channels. And one of the things that you'll notice is we're dominant breathers on one side or the other. And hopefully,
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So sometimes we have a clear pathway on one side or the other. And just as we should do balancing postures, we should also try to balance our breath. Okay. So that's what this breath does. So I like to use my thumb and my pinky to do this exercise. Okay. So I'll explain how you do it, and then I'll walk you through it. So on the inhale, you're going to dominantly inhale on. So the first set of breath work, we're going to inhale on the left side. So I'm plugging my right side with my thumb. Okay. And then on the exhale, I'm going to flip. Yeah. Put my pinky to my left nostril and exhale through my right nostril. Okay. So it kind of sounds like this and looks like this. Inhale. And then flip, exhale. Okay, again, inhale and exhale. 2 more breaths like that. Inhale. Sometimes you need to get a tissue before you start this breath, and then exhale. Okay, 1 more. And already you can kind of notice what the clearer side is, right?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, then keep your pinky on that left side, because now we're going to inhale through the right side. And we're going to flip it and exhale through the left side. So switch, inhale, right side, flip left side, exhale. 2 more, inhale, flip, exhale. And 1 more, inhale through the right side, and exhale through the left. Okay, and then release. Just kind of notice how you feel. That one's a really heady one.
Yeah, it is.
Kind of crazy, huh?
And I thought, I guess, because we're just now bringing our awareness to it, I just hadn't thought about it before, that we might be breathing heavier on one side or the other.
And we get dominant on one side, just as we stand. Like when you go to do balancing poses on your right and left side, you'll notice which side is more dominant. Yeah, because we do have a stronger side of everything. And it's not necessarily, it can bounce back and forth. Like you can have a stronger left arm and right, So
we aren't, we're asymmetric people, and our faces, and just our whole design is different. I know some people will get caught up in wanting perfection or seeking perfection, and we're just not.
Yeah. We're so slightly different from side to side. It's true. So this is a really nice practice to just bring, that just more air to one side and even out the channels. Okay. So energy channels. So, okay. So here we're going to walk through it. I'll try to do a 2-minute. So go ahead and find a comfortable seat. Okay. Sit upright with a relaxed spine and shoulders soft and eyes closed if that's a possibility. Go ahead and take your right hand in the Vishnu Mudra, is what it's called. So you're going to close your right nostril with your thumb and inhale slowly through your left nostril. At the top of the inhale, close off your left nostril with your pinky and exhale. We'll do 3 more breaths like this. So you're just flipping. Do it with your breath. One more inhale and exhale. Now keep that pinky on your left nostril. Go ahead and inhale through your right nostril. And flip and exhale through your left nostril. And don't worry if you get confused. It's easy to do. Just keep going. Keep breathing nice and deep, slowly and evenly for 3 more rounds. And then when you finish that breath, just release the mudra, open your palms up, bring the outsides of your palms to your thighs, keep your eyes closed, and just notice how your system feels. This balances your autonomic nervous system, engaging both the sympathetic energy and alertness and parasympathetic. So it does help to balance those systems, regulate stress. It increases oxygen exchange. A deep rhythmic breathing improves the oxygen flow, supporting your mental clarity and calm focus. And it synchronizes the brain hemispheres, can balance activity between the left and the right side of your brain, improving mental equilibrium. So this would be a good one to do right before you go into something like a test or something where you need to engage memory or creativity. And studies find it can reduce heart rate variability associated with stress. So when you're ready, just go ahead and open up your eyes. I feel like that one's kind of a surprising one that you wouldn't realize how good it feels.
Yeah, it is surprising, and it's surprising to me. I think I've now learned I breathe more clearly on my right side, which I guess, I mean, I am right-handed. So I wondered, is that often the case that?
Yeah. But can you see how it feels like all of a sudden you have more clarity too?
Yeah.
Like
I'm feeling more circular.
Yeah.
Because we switch sides too. Like it just like, oh, we're opening up that flow, which is good. I mean, we want to be using all of us and more of us, and which that includes breathing deeper on both sides. So I love it. And that idea, because our left and our right sides and all parts of our brains are different. So that concept that we could be just integrating it better and doing it before a test, that's a great idea.
Yeah. So see, these are all the different breath works that you can put in your pocket and you can pull out when you have different situations. That's what's so great.
I'm not taking tests anymore. So I was thinking more for
but life is a test.
Yeah. So not just, if we're not in school and taking actual tests, we are being tested in all the ways we're living our life.
Plus, I mean, I just referring back to that conference, this Dr. Craig Manning talks about how important our memory is for actually setting up achieving thoughts and even like moving away from fear. And so, and he talks about how something that this helps to do is to bring clarity to not only our memories, but our thoughts and just
our intentions.
Yes.
Because you think, I mean, if you're listening to this now as a podcast, how many podcasts have you listened to? How many things have you learned, right? Because I think we have so much information available to us in so many cool ways, like a podcast, but then we forget about it. So if we're breathing and opening up our brain and using our memory better and our intentions better, then we're going to be able to recall all these things that we've been wanting to exercise and do better. That we've been learning, right? Yes. I mean, I'm a learner. I know you're a learner. And so we listen and we learn. We're lifelong learners in here. But, we also need to be good implementers. And so I think I'm feeling like this is going to help. And then we can have better productivity.
Well, and that's the thing. It's not that hard. You can do it anywhere. You can use it differently. I think the thing is we kind of get in our brains that, oh my gosh, I got to go exercise. I've got to go do this. I've got to go do that. Like you have to gear up to do the things where this is immediate. You always have it with you. All you have to do is know that this is a tool you can use. Oh, I can bring in box breathing. I can bring in physiological sigh. I can bring in
And you can do it with your children. You can, if you've got young kids, you can, how
teach
fun
them these tools.
Yeah. Well, they think it's so much fun to stop and count and box breathe and learn some of these techniques, or even like close the sides of their nose. I can see a kid would be like, oh, this is so cool. Like, let's do that. You could do it when you're driving with them, or even when you pulling, if you have, an essential oil with you, you can totally change up the way that they're breathing and what they're doing with that. So many cool things that you can practice with your kids.
Well, and think of the second thing too. It distracts their brain from whatever is going on. Even when my kids will call me and they're all in a panic about something, I'm like, okay, let's stop. Let's breathe. And it distracts them from the problem or the situation or the thing that they're having. And then you get more clarity on how you want to move forward, on maybe thinking about where something is, So, yeah.
Okay.
I really
I like it.
Yes. So the last one that, Wim Hof. The Wim Hof breath is more of an activating one. And it's
like, let's get ready.
Yes. Yes. Like if you want to get psyched up. And so I'm kind of going to tell you about, do you know about Wim Hof, the Iceman?
I don't think so.
He's the original cold plunger. He's the one who has brought that to everyone's kind of doorstep. And I really like cold plunging, as you know, but it's totally different than the benefits you get from sauna. It more activates your oxygen levels, and it can reduce stress, but it can also get you charged up and bring in all the just kind of get you excited for something.
Yeah, I think it does. It just
wakes you up. There you go.
Wake up. Yeah.
Wakes you up. So it combines controlled hyperventilating, with brief breath retention, holding after the exhale. Okay. So it helps improve focus, resiliency, and emotional balance. Okay.
All and it is, we want.
But it is not for everyone. This is why we leave it till the very end.
Okay.
They are using it. They're finding that it's actually really helpful for trauma and PTSD. Because what it does is put someone in a hypervigilant state, and then they can write down these memories that they have. Because a lot of times when you recall memories and you recall traumatic experiences, it actually, and you give it a lot of detail, it actually can, strangely enough, start to diminish that fear that you have of it, or the trauma response.
And because then you realize I'm okay.
Yes.
In the same time of recalling it.
Yes. Yeah. So they're using, it's not all called Wim Hof. They've just kind of, this is the easiest way for me to explain it, but they're using this hyperventilating kind of breath to bring a lot of, it's almost like it brings oxygen, and it brings awareness and awakening. And then the after effects are kind of the reduction in stress. So, okay. So here's what happens physiologically. You increase oxygen intake, temporarily lowering carbon dioxide levels, your exhale, which makes the blood slightly more alkaline. This stimulates the sympathetic nervous system, which is not what we've been doing. Now we're waking back up.
Right.
So this stimulates the sympathetic, like the fight or flight,
yes,
giving you alertness and energy. And then it's followed by a rebound of calm. So if you've ever even done cold, you're going to be like alert, and you're going to be, and there's even mid-singular cortex growth when you do something that you don't want to do, and you do it anyway.
Yes.
And then you're like, I just did that. So great.
Which I love that feeling, that we need to be practicing and teaching our kids how to practice, because I think they get soft if they are never having to do hard things. But when we do hard things and realize, oh, I survived that and I can do that, then we're building our capability to do them again and more.
And resiliency is what we need. So, yes. Okay. This improves circulation, reduces inflammation, which is a big one.
Yes.
And especially,
which is the root of all disease.
Boosts mood regulation hormones like dopamine and serotonin.
Okay.
So,
Get ready.
Okay. Safety first, though. It's always important to know.
Pull your car over if you're driving.
Practice this sitting or lying down, never while driving, swimming, or in the water. So a lot of times you practice this breath even before you get in the water. Some lightheadedness or tingling is normal, but stop if you feel dizzy or unwell. Okay. So this is a gentle, short adaptation. And this is for caregivers. So, okay, here we go. For this one, we're going to pause the music. And, okay, so start by sitting or lying down in a comfortable position and close your eyes if you'd like. Take a deep breath in through your nose or mouth and let it go. No force, just release. Okay, now we'll begin a gentle rhythm. Inhale fully, filling the belly, chest, and lungs. Exhale easily. Just let the air fall out, no effort. And here we go again. Inhale fully. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now, after your next exhale, pause and hold. Inhale. Exhale. Pause and hold. No air in the lungs. Just rest in the stillness. Feel your body calm, your mind quiet. Stay here for a few seconds. Notice how your face feels, your head feels. Then take a deep inhale. Hold for a moment and release. Did you feel a lot of blood come to your face?
Yes.
Did you feel that?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to try that again, and we're going to do 10 reps of the inhale and the exhale, and it's quick.
Okay.
The inhale, and you're not focused on the exhale. You're focused on the inhale. Okay, and we're not focused on that exhale. This is the essence of hyperventilating, right?
I know. I'm like, are we taking me to the edge of passing out?
Yes.
Or?
Yeah. I feel like
how dangerous is that?
High school.
Just like, trying to whisper.
I know. Okay. So like I said,
you see me fall over, you should probably stop. No. Okay.
Okay. You're
I'm ready.
Okay.
You never know what you're going to do.
You know.
with Katie.
Okay. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So we're going to go to 10 of these. So do them at your own pace. I'm on my night. On the 10th one, we're going to hold at the bottom. Okay, and inhale. How does that feel?
It feels tingly.
Yeah. Like, don't you feel really heady and like it brought a lot of
seeing some sparkles, little glitter. Maybe I should open my eyes.
I think you should open your eyes. But isn't that crazy how you bring all this, it brings all this blood flow to your head and to your body. And now just stay with your breath, keep breathing. Remind yourself, I am strong, I am calm, and I am in control. Now you can return to your duties. First with breath. Yes. You can stand up.
I feel it. Yes. A little dizzy maybe.
This one takes some practice, and you
do this with a friend.
Yes.
With your pretty sister.
Yes. So isn't that one fun?
I like that. Yes.
So the last one that I listed is pinwheel breathing. And I like it when I introduce this breath to caregivers and their person. The whole idea is, so you know the old-fashioned pinwheels that rotate. The idea is to find anything that your person can blow on and try to make move so that they're taking a longer exhale. So, of course, they're going to have to take an inhale, but the calming effects come when you exhale longer.
Okay.
So we're going to just inhale through the nose, and then teach them to exhale and see how long they can move their pinwheel for. So this is breath you can do with your...
Come closer to me.
Okay.
We've lost you a little bit on the camera. Okay.
So pretend like you have a pinwheel. Usually I give these out at conferences. And so people can do them with their person, because a lot of times it's hard when you're with your person and you want to practice breath work, but they're moving all over. And of course, one of the problems is concentration. They don't have that to concentrate. But if you give them something that they can, even bubbles work really well. They sell those little bubbles that you can take out. And the whole idea is that you're going to get them to do something so that you can practice this breath work with them. So you'll inhale and then blow. And it's okay to exhale through your mouth. It's best that you breathe. Your nose is for breathing and your mouth is for eating. And really, we generally want to breathe in and out through the nose. There's a lot of people now that are even taping their mouth at night because you want to be breathing through your nose.
Right. And dominantly. Isn't the people who are snoring, is it because they're breathing through their mouth? And isn't that why people are taping their mouths too?
There's a lot of different reasons, but the mouth taping is just to bring that awareness to your nose. I mean, people can snore with sleep apnea and they can, awaken. There's a lot of different things, but remember that sleep is so important. So if you are not sleeping or your person is not sleeping, that is, it's really, really, really important for everything. In fact, I would put it above the way you eat. It's so important for
wow. And I don't know that people do that. And so we put so much more importance, or at least there's so much attention to our diet and what we're eating. And it is important. But the idea that sleeping is even more important, that's kind of a powerful thought.
Well, the biggest things for the all-cause mortality is actually reduction in stress and sleep. And those things come in exercise. Yes. I mean, exercise is always king, but this breath work can even, it can be 2 minutes. That's what exercise is bringing more breath and more autonomic nervous system regulation. So, anyway, so just some things you can do.
Okay.
So
I love it.
Yay.
Let's do our pinwheel. Are we doing it? Or we're not doing it?
We're okay to not do it, but it's just something that people can do.
That's just a little extra.
Yeah, a little extra.
Okay. I love it. Well, Katie, oh my goodness. I almost forgot that we're recording a podcast and we should close it out because I'm ready to fall asleep. But
I know
that's how well it has worked. All of this breathing and my mind is just relaxed. And so thank you so much.
And if your listeners connect to one over another, just, practice that breath. Yeah. If one speaks to you or you feel better when you do it, practice that breath dominantly, and try as much as you can. That physiological sigh, I'll remind you, is a really good reset. So,
okay. Thank you, Katie, so much for bringing your expertise to us, to our community. I know you've been doing it. She's been going around and speaking at conferences and putting on conferences for caregivers specifically. So this is for you who are caregiving and for the people that you're caring for. This will help so much, but also thank you for bringing this expertise to our Pretty Sister community, because this really works for all of us and for everyone. And again, I mentioned before, you're going to want to use this yourself. You're going to want to share this with those who you love or who might benefit from this as well. And I challenge you. I said this earlier, but I'm going to bring it back to the end. Pick just 2 of them that you can remember, that you can use, and start, habit stack this into your morning routine, into your evening routine. This is just adding 2 minutes to your day in the morning and the evening, and you're going to get a lot out of it. So do that. And then report back and let us know in our Pretty Sister community on Instagram or wherever you're watching this. You can make a comment and let us know how it's going, and we can help each other and we can share in our experiences, because that's what this is all about, is that this is to help all of us help each other, because we're all special and important. And you are, if you've forgotten that, let me be the first to remind you that you are wonderful, you're beautiful, you're very, very pretty. And Pretty Sisters, stay pretty. And until next week, we'll see you then. Thanks for tuning in.